Welcome to the Big Dawg Crypto Podcast. This is your number one crypto podcast to hear directly from the movers and shakers, innovators, and disruptors in the cryptocurrency industry. Follow on Twitter for updates and to communicate directly at Woof Big Dawg. That's at Woof Big DAWG. Now, here is your host, the one and only Big Dawg Crypto.
And welcome to the latest episode of the Big Dawg Crypto Podcast. I'm your host, Big Dawg Crypto, and we have the one, the only Mocho. Brother, how are you doing?
Hey, bro. Fine. Thank you for inviting me.
Hey.
How's it going?
Thanks for being here. You know, I've followed you a long time on Twitter, and you're definitely one of the more interesting accounts because you have content that's just all over the place. And I say that because you bring things from all different areas. What got you into crypto in general? I mean, what was the catalyst that originally introduced you to crypto?
Well, I was trading future contracts on the S&P and NASDAQ, and then looking for something like passive income, that type of stuff. And I found some mining equipment for BTC, and then we started there. Then we built, me and a partner build a farm, a big farm, let's say big. And then, what do you do with all these Bitcoins that do you mine at that time? That was in the late 14th, and 15th. So we start to research and so that have a market and liquidity. And so we started the venture as everybody else. But we basically was like BTC maximalist at that point.
So you've been in. I mean, you've got like a 7-year, 8-year history in here. You've been in for a while.
Yeah. You know, I was in many stages, like from mining to stakers to the master node era also. Then was like the Cryptopia. Remember Cryptopia? type of trade, Poloniex, and then and many stages. So
that's interesting because you have we have a lot of people that listen to the podcast that are new into the space, right? That have come in within the past year. But then you have people from 17 and from 18 that obviously have a lot more experience. And then someone like you who's been in going back 2-3 years before that, based on specifically, because I really, looking at how markets are right now, and you look at Bitcoin, you look at Ethereum, you look at the alts, the way that they're doing. We're here in 17, you bring up Cryptopia, because that was like the place for finding gems, right? In 2017.
Yeah.
So
16, 17, yeah.
Yeah, right. So how do you compare, as we say, the alt season in 17 versus the, looks like an alt season like that? If you agree with that, I want to find out, are we having the same kind of in the 17? And if so, what do you see as the differences or the similarities?
Okay. Let's say that the difference are the amount of new coins and tokens that come out every day. So basically, let's say back then, but depend of the timestamp, right? But let's say the pre-alt season on the 17th, you have the 16. You have 3-4 places where you can find let's say gems, and you can buy basically anything on Poloniex that it's gonna be pumped. How many market? Maybe less than 100. Okay.
Right.
So that's the difference. Right now you have like 100 exchanges, not 100 market, 100 exchanges, right. And from that you also have different markets, the different different coins that come out every day, different projects. So it's a diluted market. I don't know how do you say it, like the liquidity spread too thin around the market. Right. The interest of the players also on the 16, 17 was kind of more coins that have different chain, no ETH asset or
Right.
Ethereum tokens, right? That's the main difference. Right now, what we see, it's a result of the 17th ICOs. Okay, some
Okay.
of them failed, but some of them came out like real good or something like that. Serious project like Tezos or any other. So it's right now is the second or third evolution of asset. So now, let's say that also the difference is the dexes. You need the several chain, but with one wallet. Let's say you play with MetaMask, and you can interact with many assets in many chains by you own, and you don't need to transfer back and forth to the exchanges like was time ago.
Yeah.
Also, many new people times ago have more skills on set up wallets because it was different chains. So everybody need to understand how to store these different kind of wallet and seed. Right now, it's basically one or two type of wallets, and that's it. Okay, this is the difference. The similarities are that when the pumps basically come in stages, coming really similar to now. Time ago, you see more access on one in individual coin. Okay, it's
Right.
because it was based on better liquidity, the more concentrated participant in just one asset. Okay. Also, I see this. Let's say this season. That is, I can say it's all season or BDC season, but it's different than the others because the participants here are not the same. Are like not the same. How do you say? Okay, the same amount altogether.
Right.
In the 17th, they was like long time before the coming from the 14th. So 3 years of dry,
Right.
of dry. The coins was like death. Everybody was looking for bottom charts, and then you start to buy in anticipation. Everybody was like hyping and was really retail driven. Okay. Right now, I don't see that much. Or maybe on alts, you see maybe market it's a retail driven, but basically it's more sophisticated. Also, you have the perpetual contract on FTX and Binance that um, that have some impact on the pumps. Okay, it's
Right.
different because, for example, you can see with today example of oh my god, OMG coin.
Yeah.
People gonna receive an airdrop or from a snapshot that it come on in 3 hours, something like that. So everybody already is shorting the perpetual and buying spot. So you this what is what the coin make the coin don't pump. You understand? Basically,
Right.
this didn't happen in the past. So basically, when there is an airdrop, basically the coin did 3 or 4x or whatever in front of your eyes in 1 week. Okay, this
Yeah.
is not happen. This is different type of market, different type of product. So you need to adapt.
That's interesting because I really hadn't. I mean, I kind of thought about that a bit, but you're making me think about that. Yeah, we didn't have. You talk about the decentralized exchanges the way they are now. Whether people are buying on Uniswap or whatever it may be. There's no doubt that's different. I guess the question is, you just brought something up which is very interesting, which is that I've wondered too. In 17, remember, we saw so much retail FOMO in, and we watched how things happen. It seems like you've got some retail in some of the dog coins, right? You know what I mean, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the same sort of retail FOMO, at least yet. And then on the flip side, you have institutions accumulating way more than they were. So that brings in another question. Do you think we see institutions kind of go into alts also? I mean, and I don't mean all alts, right? I'm not saying they're going to buy but solid ones.
Yeah, the alts with a lot of liquidity. Also,
Right.
yeah, for sure. We see different type of behavior on BTC. I don't know if the same type of traders institution that I'm BTC also on ETH and alt, but the markets carry on way different.
Yeah.
The type of structure you have in lower time frames on BTC is way different than the past. Like you need to adapt because the market is way more efficient right now than the 3 or 4 years ago. Way more efficient. You are like 4 years ago, you have a arbitrage opportunity by making on hand. You see one price on, let's say, BMX, no BMX, sorry, Bitrex, and another price on Bitstack, and you can arbitrage this, sending the actual Bitcoin that take half an hour that time. Right now you see this spread across the board, closed in microseconds. It's because a lot of arbitrage bots are working, and the market is getting better, more liquidity, way more liquidity than back then. So this is institution that have different type of trading strategy, and you can say no to good money, and also a lot of good money is on alt perpetual.
Now, when you look at Bitcoin and you look at it coming up where it is now, do you want to go with an all-time high this cycle?
Let me see if I understand the question. You see, if you ask me if we're gonna have another all-time high.
Well, I guess what I'm saying, I should say, because it's already hit all-time high, I guess is, we're looking at how Bitcoin's doing now, right? And it's doing really phenomenal. Over the next few months, there are some that say it's gonna peak out and then drop down. There are some that say we're in a super cycle. Would you want to give a Bitcoin prediction?
So
in the next
I will see if we can see another leg up around 88 or 120. Let's say top for the year maximum. I'm more on the 88 side, okay, than the 120, but you never know. And then we're gonna have some nasty dips for some time, and then catch up again. It's not over, but we can say we have like 2 years of bull market already from the coronavirus crash. You remember on the March 19, or 20, March of 20.
Yeah.
Well, 20 to 21. Then we already gonna be on 22. So this quarter, it's statistically it's really good on price action and performance, but the Q number one, it's not that good, at least for BTC, okay? And BTC gonna drag down everything as expected, as the leader of the market, but we can see some good action. Also, you can see right now BTC is not opposite correlated with like time ago. Remember, everybody was trading oppositely, BTC up, alt down, and then bounced when BTC stopped it. This is not happening. It's going tandem. That means market, it's dollar market. It's the king now. You understand?
Yeah.
No more BTC market. I mean,
there's no doubt, and it's fascinating to see it. And so, would you want to even guess a month when you could see Bitcoin could top out? I mean, let's say 120, whatever it may be. Would you say January, February, March?
No,
maybe?
I will say next month.
Next month in December. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. Wait, but that
I think.
Yeah, no.
Really close to the 17th season. Really close, the same type of behavior, I think, but less,
Well, look, brother, I love asking my guests this, because the way I look at it, Macho, is 100 years down the road, when people look back at these podcasts, they're like, these were the predictions. I mean, look, I think all of us say, right? And somebody messaged me once. They said, well, can you guarantee something's going to, I said, look, if I have a crystal ball from Amazon, I can guarantee. I have no guarantee, right? I'm telling you, like asking your opinion, or you're giving me your opinion.
Exactly. It's just what I think.
Yeah, what you think, right?
But it's I'm really sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, just because it's interesting, because what you're saying is kind of lining us up to 17 exactly, really a lot. And I've kind of felt that same way. So what you're saying is kind of really in line with what I've been looking at. So now it's interesting that you're saying that. I do agree with you.
Yeah. What I think is the difference with the 17 is that, remember in 17, we topped it out on December, and then in January, alt exploded. January to February, alts exploded. What I mean is BTC can wait some like 2-3 months and then pick up again. If it pick up again, then we really see like a super cycle, like in revealing in front of us, like evading like a big drop down for 2 years of dry market. This is really interesting what we have in front of us. Let's see how it's gonna play. I really don't have any clue. Basically, it's hard because if you have something like a lot of conviction, yes, but the market at these stages, you don't have chart, to predict anything. Not predict, but you see some type of behavior that you can compare.
Sure.
So you don't have tops, you don't have bottoms. So it's really hard to trade here. And what I like to see, and I like is missing for me, it's demand on supports, right now. You remember yesterday's dip? Okay, we have a dip, we have a bounce, but then Bitcoin came flat. This type of, I think if we get the first all-time high, then when we came back down, everybody's rush buying, because we know people anticipate another leg up, and it's not happening here. It's what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's true or not.
I could see that, and that's kind of in line. Like I said, I always like to ask people their opinions, and people that I respect in the space. And I've heard just the ranges from 80 to, let's say, 250. I think 80 or 90 is too low. Personally, I don't see us hitting 2 or 250. So that kind of 120, I don't know, 110 to 130 has been kind of the range I've looked at. So that's why I'm saying I agree with you on that. It's been one of the closest to the one I think, but I don't know. But we'll see.
As you see yesterday, 770 got from run. Basically, $300-400 depending on the change, and then come back down. Didn't have any spike, like heavy spike on upside, and also you didn't see any attempt to reheat that high. It's really weird, like a round top, little round top.
It's
in lower time frame.
Now it's interesting to watch that. And then going back to like alts in general. So when I said in the beginning, I said your account, when I say it's all over the place, what I mean by that specifically is some people are Bitcoin maximalists, right? That's all they're going to talk about. And then some accounts will get locked into one particular alt, right? And it's all they tweet about, or most of it, right? Or some of them just like a blockchain, love BSC, love whatever it may be. Your account, you talk about all kind of different stuff. And so you were one of the accounts that I followed because you picked a lot of different alts before they did well. And I tell everybody, I say none of us have a perfect hit rate, but I always follow the people that have a much better one than others, right? Because you get an idea. What I'd like to know, and I'm interested, is somebody that has a reputation for that. How do you find project? And this is really specific to new traders in the space. I don't want to go to Coinbase. I want to buy something that hasn't taken off yet. What advice would you give a new trader in the space about finding a project that has not taken off yet and has potential?
Okay. Okay. This is fundamental analysis working really well. So basically, people need to understand the basics of the project and what's gonna do well in the type of market you are in, because Right now we are focusing on way different aspect like NFT integration, multi-chain, and other stuff than 3 years ago. So basically, uh, it's everything about DeFi and collateralization, DEXs, multi-chain. Right now is that okay? This is like a lot of fancy stuff to say. Research what is on hype. Okay. Then what after you know the type of research you need to do is basically also have a little skill of trading analysis, technical analysis, but just at the really basic. Basically, buy low, sell high. Okay, basically that looking for on high time frames, bottom chart, and there is a possibility to find some because there are a lot of projects, and you can start back forwards doing this, for example, on the good low cap exchanges like KuCoins or some of Binance. Binance also you can find some asset that have been listed on the bear market. So basically have a trade history, and you just need to go to the research on CoinGecko and research the ticker and find all the links and see if the telegrams it's operative, and you can chat with the dev and whatever. This is long type of work that we usually do on bear market. Okay, so you can spot, let's say, 100 coins, and then you filter them to 10, then you pick and go heavy on them whatever you have time. But at this moment it's really easy. Just look at any coin and research the ticker with the dollar symbol in front on Twitter.
That's what
on the Twitters. Yeah,
I tell people. Yes.
Yeah, you can see, and then you have an overall idea of what's going on. Many other guys are looking for on. I think it's 4chain is the name, something like that. On Reddit, there is a lot of forum, a lot of discords are really interesting, but don't pay for info. Info is free, so go there.
Definitely.
Yeah, don't. The new guys, have a tough environment because crypto it's basically the far west still.
Right. But it's that's what I always tell people. Look, I mean, you've got such a wealth of information to you in the space, and one thing the new trader really has on the same level as a veteran is that they both have access to information. It's not like information is hidden from anyone, but I always tell people, I don't care what the alt is, do your own research on it, but do the research. I mean, like you said, you can get into Telegram. You could talk to most of the people on these projects, right? They're not hard to find, especially
also you can find somebody that you think has something to like that know a little better than you, and start like with another mate and try to find any age you can, any age you can, then learn, but don't need to pay for any course or group because everything is free. And the guy who have a group or it's because he's not making money basically on crypto, so they try to make money on the info. There is something to be said about that. There is always good guys also that have some.
You know what? But you're right, and I think
it's hard.
No, well, it is. But the thing is this. So I'd say it's hard to remember this sometimes, and this is what I think people miss is that you're right. There is so much good information for free you can get. On the flip side, you're right. There are some guys that have paid groups. There's nothing wrong with that. They want to do it. I'd say even if you're paying for a group, you should still have the same mentality of I'm going to listen to videos, right? I might do a group. I get stuff for free, but it's ultimately the investor's decision, and they're responsible because, like I said, nobody's actually making you push that buy unless somebody came to your house and made buy the coin, right? You're responsible. And I don't care if it's free or if it's a pay group, whatever. Ultimately, you got to take that responsibility because, you're responsible for your gains and your losses. And so I wish people in the space would do more research. And I think, we're getting to a bit, but yeah, there's no doubt, man, that the do your own research isn't just a cute motto. I mean, that's like a liver doctor thing.
Nobody's clicking the link for you. So basically, if your own responsibility, whatever who told you that, even let's say the most reputable person on Twitter can say, I like this project, and the project at the end does bad, but wasn't intentionally. So you need to take your own responsibility for anything you do.
Sure.
Okay. You are the new guys, just general approach.
That's so important. And so that's the other thing. A lot of new traders, they tend to rush into green candles. When somebody goes to rush into a green candle, what would you tell them?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Problem also is the wrong approach. But also many guys who have a good portfolio and they still losing money because they see out that is not pumped. It's pumped, but they don't hold, so they switch it to the pumped coin. Then that one go to break even again, and what he sold, it's pumped. So basically, don't chase pumps, just hold and understand why you are holding some asset. Okay.
Right.
I understand that the meme coins are important on a price appreciation, but that's it. It's a meme. It's not the new,
Right.
So anything. Let me explain. I'm really honest in this side. Everything for me is a Ponzi. Okay, everything. So I trade. It's like that. I really don't fall in love with any asset. Maybe just dollars. Maybe.
Right.
So I see that as a profit vehicle, not as the ultimate goal to accumulate any as my life saving or whatever. You understand? Right. This is how I see.
But let me ask you this: when you look at the blockchains, do you have 2 or 3, like when you look at the blockchains, what would you say are going to be the 2 or 3 most successful 5 years down the road based on what you're seeing now?
It's Ethereum chain, BTC chain, and any other, because we are what we can have. It's multi chain asset that we are seeing right now, because down the road the technology gonna get better. So basically, way better experience on a nice wallet. So people interact with many chains and they didn't know, use many apps because are so fluid between them. So then the problem is not which one gonna survive, because chains can survive without a token. Right. The problem is what's the asset more relevant through that chain. And for me, Ethereum still the king on that matters. Also BTC gonna keep surviving because it's the main one. Okay, is the leader, and I think maybe in the future some flipping can happen, but it's not because of the most important. The flipping that people talk about, it's only about the market cap, right? But it's not importance or volume, because sometimes when depend on what is the metric you looking for to talking about flippings. Many guys talking about the coin market cap, the ranking. BTC always is on first, and the second and third always. From the third to down, many have changed. Okay, ETH and Ripple, I think one day was flipping both, but it's impossible to to use that metric as important because new coin can come out with a lot of coins. So and the price go up. So basically you have a distortional metric to analyze.
Right. Now, do you, let me ask you this, when it comes to trading in general though, do you do, what candles do you look at when it comes, if you're trading, if you're doing a day trade, what are the main candles you look at? What time frames?
Okay, day trading, I trade with 1 minute candle, okay, on day trading because I'm a scalper and okay. Yeah, only most of them are BTC and ETH only most of the time. But in general, if I'm gonna buy an alt to trade to have a swing trade, let's say, I'm gonna looking for 4 hour candle and then switch to 15 minutes. These two time frames are perfect, in my opinion, to play a swing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And when you're trading, when you're working, what do you have on kind of a little personal side? What do you have on in the background? You have music on, you have podcasts, you got TV.
Music, but like any channel, depend on my mood. I put any different on Spotify. Okay. And I have Twitter open and exchange where I trade and the chart, 2 type of service that I use.
Right.
And basically that. It's all the info I needed.
All right. Okay. That makes sense. And then as far as your favorite food, what's your favorite food if you have your choice?
Me? Let's say pizza. Pizza, it's okay.
Hey, look, as long as you weren't paid all the Bitcoin.
Let's say Italian food. Italian food is my favorite.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I guess when it comes to crypto, you think about pizza, people always think about the Bitcoin pizza story. So that's probably the most.
Sure.
It wasn't you.
Sorry?
No, that wasn't you that paid all the Bitcoin for the pizza.
No, me.
Can you imagine that guy, like every time that story circles in the news, he's like,
I did this. There is also a tweet around that on the, I think the guy sold some BTC on $4 every time, like on.
He's got every time.
Yeah. Every time it's come out, many guys still, and the author of the tweet still replying.
Oh, geez. Well, that's one reason to have a hold strategy, that's for sure. So, but it was kind of hard to know. But you've been in the space a while and you've seen a lot. I'll leave you with one final question. What do you want to see when you look at crypto adoption? You look at your friends, you look at your family, and you've been in the space now for so long. Yeah. What do you want to see for it in the world?
I want to see for real banks friendly approach. That's the because the problem here it's government and banks. Right. That make your life so hard because when you start trading, you don't think about it. But let's say when you make some good money or profit, or you are serious about crypto, then the problem is depending on where you live. Okay, and the main problem is how to cash out, it's like a lot of work behind that. And the main reason you get many troubles, many problems that you don't do because you are not doing anything legal, but some type of let's say frames put you in a difficult spot that you can explain why you gonna deposit X amount or whatever. So bank friendly approach. I would like to see a new generation of banks. Let's say, for example, Kraken, the exchange, have the first exchange license, a bank license, okay, in the United States. That is really interesting. I don't know if they gonna ever even start a bank, like a real account, okay? This is, if it's any exchange have this capacity to become a bank, then it's game over.
Yeah, perfect. I think you're right, and you're going to see some of the exchanges and get into that. But no, you're absolutely right about that, because I've always thought, it's a shame that JP Morgan or Chase Morgan, right? You can't go into a Chase bank and try and open a crypto account or to buy. They'll tell you no. Yet it's a situation where the institutional, right, for JP Morgan will go ahead and let their institutional clients open. So it doesn't make sense. But I do think banks in general realize, look, yeah, it's been competition for them, but they can't run from it, and it's not going anywhere. So, what you're saying, yeah, I really hope that starts to come to fruition. And I think we'll see more.
I was thinking 2 days ago about the potential any like crypto-friendly country let the banks do the same. They basically gonna have an explosion on deposit and visas, and gonna be really nice. Any island, any country, even a small country that kind to adopt that regime, gonna have a really blast time, because at the end of the day, all the crypto guys, all the crypto related business need to cash out, okay? So, and if you make that their life easier, they're gonna move. Okay? Even the business, maybe no in person, but they're gonna move the business, and everything gonna be really. It's interesting. I see some good path in 2 or 3 countries right now that I'm interested in taking a look.
Yeah, we're definitely at a pivotal time in history, and I think when they write the history books of this generation and this time, it's going to be, this is when really the financial system was changed, and everybody here is doing part of it. So it's fascinating to be here at this time. That's for sure.
Yes.
So, brother, look, I appreciate you taking the time. How could people connect with you? Where can they find you on Twitter?
Oh, in Twitter, it's @CryptoMocho. Okay. And you're gonna find a smiling Yena as a profile picture.
Yes, I said when I first followed your account, I was like, this is a cool pic. I like this. So, well, man, look, I appreciate you taking the time to be on the latest episode of the Big Dawg Crypto.
It's an honor, bro. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, my friend. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
You've been listening to the Big Dawg Crypto Podcast. Follow on Twitter @WoofBigDawg. Woof, Big DAWG. And run faster than the competition. Woof, woof.